all, I guess generally, how does it feel to be down here in Devon today and opening a new pilgrimage route?
I'm ecstatic. I really am. I'm seeing real people. It's the first sort of outside engagement I've been allowed for 18 months, 20 months. And Devon, of all places, which is a county I don't know, but is so wonderful. I've only been here 2 or 3 times and just lovely. So wonderful.
What is the significance for you of pilgrimage, of getting away and going on a pilgrimage?
The significance for me of pilgrimage is the sense that you're meeting with God not in the church, in a building, but that you're moving across the world that God created, and you meet people who surprise you, and God surprises you in how God meets you.
And the sort of tagline of Devon Pilgrim, which this is part of, is to wander and wonder. Do you think that regardless of someone's faith, stepping away on pilgrimage, it can be good for them? Yes,
absolutely. One of the most extraordinary things, there's a story on that, at Canterbury Cathedral, which I'm not there that often, but I know the dean very well, the person who runs it. And he was saying, they get more pilgrims starting from there to go to Compostela or Rome or even Jerusalem than they've ever had in their 1400-year history. And a guy came along and Robert prayed for him. He said, well, it's very kind of you. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in God. And he was walking to Rome. He was just changing his career, and he took 3 months, 4 months, and he walked to Rome. And Robert got a postcard from him at the end and said, now I am with you in faith. Pilgrimage, he was surprised. He started because it was a good thing to do. Time to think, time to reflect, time to just think about what matters in life. And God meets people. Very beautiful.
And John College Patterson, who we're marking on with the Patterson's Way, is described as a missionary bishop. What can we learn from him today, as Christians in the church, about the way he approached his mission?
What we can learn as Christians is his mission was clear. It was to proclaim Jesus Christ. We're not preaching morality, we preach Jesus Christ. And when we meet Jesus Christ, our lives are transformed. And what is good rises up. And through our lives, what is bad is slowly sifted away. Secondly, he demonstrated the life of Christ in his love for all people, regardless of who they were, of colour or race or background or education or anything. Thirdly, he gave all his talents into the service of Christ. Everything he had, and as a result, he had abundant life, the fullest life he possibly could have done. The more we give to Christ, the more he outgives back to us.
That's great, thank you. And just moving on to climate change, here in Devon we're very conscious of our link with Melanesia.
Good.
And the disappearing islands and what's going on there and the effects of climate change. What would you say is a message for all your ordinary churchgoers here in Britain about what difference we can make? What can we actually do at this moment?
Climate change will be reversed, arrested, changed over a century by the continual, determined efforts of individuals, of businesses, and of governments. It needs all three. It's a three-legged stool. And if individuals aren't doing what we're trying to learn to do, to recycle better, to use more economic forms of transport and so on and so forth, if individuals don't do that, what businesses won't feel they can, and governments won't be able to. So all of us, the small steps, are part of building the great change over the next century.
Thank you. And one final question. I promise this is the final one. But obviously, a lot of our parish churches are, anxious about their futures. Down in rural Devon, we have our fair share of rural churches, beautiful buildings with hundreds of years of history.
You do indeed.
What can you say now to reassure those parishioners who are fearful about the future that the Church of England really does care about the parish and care about them?
I would say that I was a rector of a rural parish for 7 years, more than one parish actually, and so was the Archbishop of York, so were most of the bishops, not just rural parishes, urban, rural. The parish is the backbone, the centre, the core, the foundation of what it is to be Anglican. We're not just the Church of England, we're the Church for England, which means we've got to be a lively, living, flourishing presence in every community. And what we're trying to do, however badly, but trying to do as well as we can, in prayer and in action, is to transform the life of the Church and the superstructure of the Church so it is less weight on what really matters, which is the local, the parish.